Hey guys, Mirage Legion here for Mirage Legion Arts YouTube channel. Today I will be doing a how-to mod guide for Warframe. This is something I've seen come up a lot. A lot of people will just skip some like minute details and things like that. So I was hoping to bring you guys a more inclusive how-to guide. I will not be doing any specific weapons here. This is just general modifying ideas and important things you should know about it. I will be forming some weapons for you guys. Specifically, I will be forming my Paris Prime and my Vacor Marlock here. As you can see, they're negative because they increased the cost of a lot of mods recently, and it kind of put some of us in a hurt. My barrel diffusion. Yeah, screw it. I'll just do that for now. My damage goes up as well. Okay, first I'll start off with doing a Warframe upgrade. Now, every Warframe will have different abilities and stuff like that. Oh, I think this one's blank. No. Let me switch to one that's blank for you guys. Don't think I have a third one for her. Okay. I'll just make you blank. Okay, now every Warframe has 30 points, well, gains 1 point per level of leveling up for mods. Now, you can double that by adding what's called a reactor to your Warframe. These blueprints for these are given out in events. I believe you can find blueprints in various void missions and defense missions as well. You build these in your workbench, and you use these specifically on Arcwing bodies and Warframes. For every point you gain with a Warframe, you will now gain 2. These stay on even after being formatted and so on. Okay, as you can see, I have a level 30 here that's been given a reactor, so I have 60 mod points, but I want more. So what I'm going to do is add an aura. Currently, I don't think these are dropped. You can only get these through trade or running an alert. I have a V polarity here, so I can add any mod that's added into this polarity for the aura slot, which is identified by this little symbol here, will be a doubled. So I can put steel charge in and do a melee build, or a rifle amp and do a rifle build. Well, she's a Westerner, so I'm going to put rifle amp in here. As you can see, I now have 74 mod points. Now I have 2 dash polarities, so let's see what I have so I can equip to that. Well, this gives, usually you want to look at your Warframe. Okay, Mesa here, she is a Warframe built around the idea of, basically, she's a solo style Warframe. Her abilities, which I will show you guys: Ballistic Barrage. As you do damage, it will build up, and then re-triggering it will allow you to do massive damage in a single gunshot. This is great on sniper rifles and stuff. I use it a lot on my pistol, my Marlock. Shooting Gallery gives allies extra damage while jamming the guns of nearby enemies. This power shifts between team members. This is a good ability for group, but it's random, and she herself gets it for a short period of time, and a team member gets it for a longer period of time. Her Shatter Shield, this is actually a shield that is only for her, that reflects damage back at enemies, but only bullet damage. And then her ultimate is called Peacemaker. She basically takes these fancy little pistols right here on her arm, flips them out, and starts doing amazing damage. So she's kind of designed around being a weaponized frame. So let's go back into our upgrade. So power duration, which means my shooting gallery will last longer, and knockdown recovery means I get up faster. As you can see, it costs 13 but when I put it in here, it now costs half rounding up. So if you have an odd number like that that was 13, it becomes 7 because 7.5, or I'm sorry, 6.5 rounds up to 7 in this game. Okay, now I have Rush, but I really don't want to equip this. So let's see what other dash mods I have. I have Fortitude here, which chance to resist knockdown, and Shield Recharge. I think I'll take that. Or do action. What Streamline does, as you can see, I also have a Prime. Well, I thought I had a Prime one. Never mind. Streamline or Power Efficiency means you consume less energy when you're using your power, which means you can use powers more often. So I'll equip that. I will throw this one here. As you can see, this one was halved again, rounding up, but this one wasn't because there's no what they call a forma slot or a symbol slot. Now I want to add some shields, and I want to add more duration. I'll add power strength, means your powers that do damage will actually deal more damage. This also means that your shields, and this also affects shields, the damage done by my shooting gallery. This will also affect a bunch of other cool stuff. I'm going to equip a flow mod. Prime flow is a limited mod, but as you can see, I have a regular flow right here as well. As you can see, I am actually building up my things over here. As you can see, my power range, I'm not messing it with Mesa. Her power range is actually really decent, and the only one that really gets affected by it is her shooting gallery's jamming ability, which usually I don't worry about. So I have 14 left to go. I can equip Redirection to give myself more shields. As you can see, I only have 315 here and 525 health. Mesa is not a tank, she's a DPS style frame, so she doesn't take a lot of bullets. You usually want to leave that for a Rhino or a Frost or a Vauban or now a Chroma or a Valkyrie, someone who does run in while you hang back and just obliterate. So I'm going to take some shields. As you can see, my shields and my health are now the same, which is good. I have 250 power, and I'm out of slots for this, which means I cannot upgrade anymore. But I do have the ability to improve these mods if I want, because I have 4 left. Now, if I do want to change to a melee build, and I can equip this. As you can see, I now have 8 left, which means I can add 4 to any of these if I want. But again, I'm doing this for a rifle build, so I'll go with that. Next, we'll go on to the weapon mods. These are actually fairly similar. Let's see if I can actually clear this. Weapon mods you could sort by the same thing. You always want to start with a damage mod. So I have a there's Serration. I have a Serration here. It's not maxed, but it does do good damage. So I'm going to equip that. That will give me 105 extra damage to any of my slots. As you see, I have 3 V slots, so let's click on them here. Split chamber. What multi-shot does, there's a couple mods that do this now, is I have a 90% chance for every time I fire to shoot an additional bullet. And if you have multiple multi-shot mods, each one of those bullets also have a chance to split off. So one shot can become 2, 3, or 4 or more. This is really good in shotguns, very popular for them. These also increase damage because if you fire, you do more damage. I have a shred mod here that I'm not going to equip. The Paris Prime actually comes with built-in punch through, so I'm not really too worried about it getting more, and I don't want a rate of fire. So I can add Thunderbolt here, which gives your arrows a chance to explode. Not that worried about it. Critical chance. I want this, so I'm going to equip this. As you can see, my critical chance is 112.5%. What that means is on a full draw of this bow, I have a 100% chance to do critical damage, and then 12.5% chance to do what's called a red crit. Red crits ignore armor, shields, and do direct damage to health. Great against bosses and other such things. I also have a Vital Sense mod in my V polarity right here. This ups my critical damage. So I go from the base 2.0 here up to a 4.4, which means if I do 1 damage, and it's since I have a guaranteed crit, that means it will do 4.4 damage to my enemy. Or if I do 100 damage, I'm doing 440 damage instead. It really stacks really quickly. I have a heavy caliber here. I'm going to equip that for even more damage. I'm going to click here. Now, every weapon every type of weapon has elemental mods that can be equipped to it. As you can see, there is 4 base elements: cold, heat, toxin, and electricity. Each of these affects different enemies and different things. Electricity is good against shields. Cold, also good against shields. Cold also has a slowing effect, which will there's a chance to make your enemies walk slower. Electricity will actually cause your enemies to stop and stun, like they basically paralyze. Heat damage is good against flesh and armor. It also has a chance to cause damage over time. And you have a toxin, which is good for ignoring shields and armor and doing damage directly to your opponent, which also has a chance to poison and cause damage over time. Now, let's see here. I'm going to equip Hellfire. Again, as you can see, these mods match their polarities, so they get reduced. But if I have a mod that doesn't match, it actually gets more cost to equip. Now I have fire, as you can see, it does this damage, but if I equip cold here, it becomes blast. Combining different elements, only 2 elements can combine at a time, causes different effects. Fire and ice make blast damage. This is good against armor and has a knockdown effect on enemies. I use it a lot on my machine gun, or my rifle builds. If I take fire and toxin, I get gas. This is good against armored opponents, as gas ignores the armor and deals health damage to them directly. Or I can take into radiation. Radiation damage is specifically good against Grineer. It does massive damage to armor, and it also causes a confusion effect, which will cause a affected enemy to start shooting at their allies, which is again really good against Grineer. Now if I replace fire with the infected here, as you can see, electric and toxin becomes corrosive. What corrosive damage does is it eats away armor and health, which corrosive is fairly popular. It is good against pretty much every opponent. Grineer, Corpus, Infected. You will see corrosive pretty much put on a lot of base builds. And if I swap out toxin and cold here, I get viral. Viral is the same as gas, but it is specifically designed to work against people equipped with shields. People equipped with shields get hit by the viral. Usually the viral damage ignores their shield and attacks their health directly. This is good against Corpus usually, always, and is fairly popular. I highly recommend it. Now let's see, what haven't I done? Cold and electric, which I it gives you magnetic. What magnetic does is it actually will damage shields heavily and machines heavily. It's really good against Corpus. If you're running Corpus, I recommend taking magnetic. I can't remember what the magnetic effect is for the life of me, but I think it causes enemies to pull towards each other. I apologize if I'm incorrect there. I've never actually seen it happen. Let's see, and I believe that's all of them. Magnetic blast, yeah. I believe that's all of the fused abilities, and you can have more than one equipped to a weapon at a time. Let's see if I can actually get that to happen for you guys. Puncture. Yeah, I'm gonna. Let's just go down to one of my cheaper ones. Yeah, here we go. If I equip Hellfire here, as you can see, I have radiation and cold. This thing gets weird sometimes. There we go. The way they set this up, if you set two elements next to each other, they will be the fused elements, but if you split them up like that, the game will try to auto-fix any issues with that and just rearrange it. So, as you can see, I have magnetic and heat damage for extra, but I also have working catalysts are what you use to double your mod capacity on weapons. Now, you use catalysts on all your Orokin weapons. I believe Sentinels take reactors. But what I want to do is I want to polarize. I want to add another slot so I can add more damage to my weapons. Now, if there's a slot you don't want, you can click to alter that slot to something else. But what I want to do is I want to add a slot. As you can see, I have a D slot here with 11. I have two V slots worth 9. What I probably want to do is add a fourth V slot. So I'll click, I get my V slot, and I click apply. And as you can see, applying a slot polarity will expend a forma and reset this item to an unranked. Now, are you sure? Yes, I want to do this so I can equip more stuff. As you can see, it will kick you out. Go back into upgrade. I now have 4 V slots and a dash. I can't equip anything because I don't have any mods, which is cool. We go down here to the pistols. As you can see, same setup. You can only... Didn't mean to do that, I apologize. You can only forma a rank 30 weapon. As you can see, Dex Furious must be rank 30, but you can catalyst any weapon at any time. Actually, and the same goes for swords. You use a or your melee weapon. You use a catalyst. I don't currently have one built, and you can't have to be level 30 to polarize. If I go into back to Mesa, if I click select mode, I can go up here to Arcwing. As you can see, Arcwings are a type of Warframe in terms of the way they're set up. Click actions. They use a reactor, not a catalyst. So reactor, they can be formatted as well. As you can see, the Arcwing weapons follow the same guys as your Warframe weapon. They use a catalyst. Oftentimes you'll hear someone refer to a weapon that's been given a Orokin catalyst or Orokin reactor as being potatoed. Form mode is a fairly basic one as well. As you can see, here I have 2 types of damage equipped. I have corrosion and blast. This is a very anti-Grineer build. I'm going to format this here eventually. My melee weapon is designed the same way, corrosive and blast. I've been running a lot of the Uranus Arcwing intercept mission to do as much damage as I can to them. I gotta upgrade this. A quick way if you want to upgrade your mods, if you see I have 2 points here and I have 2 slots here, so I'm gonna go down to mods. What this will do is actually take me to this screen. I can click on the mod I want, click fusion. There's different ways you can do that. If you click here, it'll take you to your duplicates, but I'm gonna keep this simple. I very rarely use duplicates, so I'm gonna click on my common cores, select all. It'll take 15 cores to get me these 2 levels, and it'll cost me $1,100. So I click. Now I can click back, and as you can see, I've spent all my stuff. I've got my 62 damage. This has also caused my overall DPS stats to increase, because my critical chance is now 12.5% higher, which causes my damage to go up. You can see your they've just added this. This is my default conclave build. Yeah, I don't want to equip that. What can I equip? I'll take the Latron. And you can set up what you want your weapons to be. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. For your sentinels, you use a reactor, just like your Warframe. Kubero Hounds also use reactors. I know that's a little weird, but they use reactors. They can be formatted and stuff as well. As you can see, I'm really not much on his damage. I use my Sentinel here to scan stuff for me. You're equipped with the wrong weapon. I have 2 Sentinels. Oh, oops. What that was my pressure point is the same as the one I have equipped on him. So I just switch it. Oh, whoops. Actually, I stand corrected. They're both using Fever Strike, so I'll just switch that to Molten Impact. Nope. I need to get my mods together. I apologize. Let's do Shocking Touch. What are you equipped with? Fever Strike, Shocking Touch, Molten Impact. Exact. Okay. Equip. Not bad.
Operator, you have remembered well how the Tenno arm themselves.
What I'm gonna do here. Okay, I'm just gonna drag you up here. Go to mods again. Fusion. Go to my cores. Now this is blue. If I click here, it'll take me 43. Or I can go down to blue, it'll take me 14. And it'll cost me 29. Where if I do it here, it'll cost me 32. The more mods it takes for a item, the more it'll cost. As you can see, 25, it cost me 8. I'm gonna go with that, considering I only have so much. There we go. Now, I have that equipped, and that's generally it. Now, there are a bunch of different videos that show like specific builds for specific weapons. I'll get into those later for you guys, but right now I'm just showing you guys the basic how-to guide for forming, adding reactors and catalysts and things like that to your weapons. I hope I helped you guys out, and I will see you guys next time.